What a day at Roland Garros. The red clay saw its share of sweat, brilliance, and heartbreak on day 8 of the 2025 French Open, as the fourth round unfolded under a Parisian sky that flirted with perfection. We are now halfway through the round of 16, and already, some major names have punched their tickets into the quarterfinals, most notably two American men who are keeping the stars and stripes flying high at this year's tournament. Carlos Alcaraz, seeded second and still the brightest of young stars, dropped a set but proved too consistent and too strong for Ben Shelton. The Spaniard's power, touch, and variety gave Shelton few opportunities, even when the American dazzled with his booming serve and all-court aggression. It wasn't a cruise, but it was a clear statement: Alcaraz is here for the title, and he's improving with each match. Meanwhile, France's Tiafoe is now in the quarter-finals of Roland Garros for the first time. He joins his countryman Tommy Paul, who secured his place earlier, giving the US a surprising but welcome double act in the final 8. Tiafoe has always had flair, but this run has shown more grit, patience, and a belief that he belongs among the elite. His win today was a blend of showmanship and resolve, the perfect cocktail for Paris. Lorenzo Musetti completed the quartet of men advancing on day 8. The Italian, seeded 8th, took down Holger Rune in an intense and often breathtaking night match on Philippe Chatrier. Rune, seeded 10th and never short on fight, pushed Musetti to the limit, but the Italian's one-handed backhand, silky court coverage, and tactical sense prevailed in 4 high-quality sets. Musetti's emotional reaction after match point said it all. This meant more than just a victory, it was a personal milestone. The women's draw also saw clarity today. The top seed, Aryna Sabalenka, was in no mood for suspense. She powered through her match with the kind of controlled aggression that has become her trademark. Her quarterfinal date is now set with Zheng Qinwen, the Chinese 8th seed, who delivered a statement performance of her own. Zheng's court intelligence, combined with her athleticism, makes her one of the most dangerous players left in the field. On the other side of the draw, Iga Swiatek reminded everyone why she's a 2-time French Open champion. The 5th seed dismantled her opponent with ruthless efficiency. Swiatek's love affair with clay continues, and her movement, angles, and shot selection look as lethal as ever. She will now meet Elina Svitolina, the 13th seed, who has quietly and steadily advanced through the tournament. Svitolina's comeback arc continues to inspire, and her mix of defense and counterpunching will surely test Swiatek. The Day 8 crowd was treated to world-class tennis from morning until the last night point under the Chatrier lights. Every match, every rally, felt like a dance between risk and rhythm. But as we savor those performances, the tournament rolls on, with 4 quarterfinal spots still up for grabs tomorrow. The schedule for Day 9 promises fireworks. Kicking things off at 11 a.m. Set, Coco Gauff, the number 2 seed and a fan favorite, takes on Russia's Ekaterina Alexandrova, seeded 20th. Gauff has looked focused, especially on the big points, and her serve has become a real weapon on clay. But Alexandrova's flat hitting and fearless baseline game will test Gauff's patience and movement. At the same time on Suzanne Lenglen, a fascinating all-Russian affair will unfold between Mirra Andreeva and Daria Kasatkina. Andreeva, the 6th seed and still a teenager, has captivated fans with her maturity and shot-making. Kasatkina, the 17th seed, is one of the craftiest players on tour and has more than enough guile to make this a psychological chess match. Back on Chatrier, the next American hopeful, Jessica Pegula, seeded 3rd, takes on wildcard Lois Boysen. Pegula has quietly moved through the draw, but Boysen's run has been one of the stories of the tournament, a local wildcard playing fearless tennis. She'll have the crowd on her side, but Pegula's consistency and court sense make her a favorite. Meanwhile, Alexander Zverev, the 3rd seed, faces Talon Griekspoor in what promises to be a bruising, baseline-heavy battle on Suzanne Lenglen. Zverev's serve and backhand have been humming this fortnight, but Griekspoor has the kind of stubborn resistance that could drag this one into the late afternoon. Cameron Norrie will step into the lion's den against Novak Djokovic, the 6th seed and defending champion, on Chatrier later in the day. Djokovic, though perhaps not at his most dominant, has shown flashes of his vintage self. Norrie's grinding game and lefty spins could trouble Djokovic early, but we've seen too many Djokovic comebacks in Paris to bet against him easily. Madison Keys will look to continue her strong form as she takes on Haley Baptiste in another All-American battle. Keys, the 7th seed, has thundered through the draw with minimal drama, but Baptiste's power and energy can turn matches on their heads quickly. Expect winners, big serves, and little margin for error. In another match with serious implications, Jack Draper, the rising British star and 5th seed, meets Alexander Bublik in a contrast of styles. Draper's power and movement have elevated him to top-tier status, while Bublik's unpredictability and flair make him one of the most entertaining players on tour. This one could be a rollercoaster. Finally, in the night session, the marquee matchup of the day, Jannik Sinner, the top seed, meets Andrei Rublev, the 17th seed, in what could be a thunderous collision of heavy baseline hitting. Sinner's calm demeanor and relentless shot depth have made him look like a man on a mission, but Rublev's passion and sheer ball-striking power can rattle anyone, even the tournament favorite. With 4 quarterfinals already decided and 4 more on the line tomorrow, Roland Garros is hitting full stride. The second week is here. The tension is rising, the stars are aligning, and the clay, it's not just a surface, it's a stage, ready for the next act. Keep your eyes on the courts. Something special is always just a rally away.